How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the next episode. We're going to get this boat ready to jump in the water. But before we can do that, we need to check all the fluids, make sure the belts are good, the whole 9 yards. Let's take a look down here and see what we're getting ourselves into. So we're going to check the power steering fluid, engine oil. We're going to check the belts over here. Got to make sure these belts are good. Now, I knew from last season we had some issues with this thing started initially, so we're going to go ahead and replace the cap and rotor, and I'll show you a little bit about that. And then also, we'll check the, we'll pull the air cleaner off here and check the flame arrestor, make sure that's on tightly, and go from there. And hopefully we can get this thing started in this episode. Okay, and the part numbers for your rotor, these are Sierra 18-5403, and then the cap is 18-5352. Pretty standard parts for these Volvo Pentas, or if you have a OMC Marine, same difference here. So anyway, the big trick with these is you want to make sure you mark your wires, or try to take them off one at a time to put on your new cap, because if you get these out of order, it'll cause quite the backfire out of your flame arrestor, or it just won't start. Okay, so we got our cap unboxed, rotor as well. It did come with this new waterproofing seal, I believe, compared to engines that are on cars and trucks. These don't always come with it, and you need that so you don't damage your distributor in here. And then this is another little thing that you may not remember to get, but this is going to be your thermal grease. So what I like to do with the thermal grease is take your cap and put a little bit of thermal grease. So if you ever do need to pull these out, you don't end up damaging the boots by doing so. And this thermal grease is super cheap. And last one, and it looks just like that. I'll probably put some on the wire ends as well, but super simple. Okay, so you can see here, I've already removed 3 of these cables and done so in order. And see what I mean? If you have the cap off, or the bezel off here, it's easier to get to some of these cables. And like I said, we'll do these in order so we don't lose track of which one goes where. Okay, and then this bottom one here goes down to this next one here. This one in the connector. Okay, pretty easy, right? I like to do them, like I said, one at a time, and you can just move the new cap over. And then the one for the distributor, I just kind of move that out of the way. That one's not a big deal. So we'll take a Phillips at this point and loosen this guy off. It comes with new screws, so don't feel like you need to reuse these. Okay, let's see what it looks like in here. Now, if you're in a pinch and you need to get back on the water real quick, take some sandpaper and sand these down. Sometimes you get a lot of excess corrosion on there. If you don't have that seal, you get water in there, and that's what'll corrode these. So if you're in a pinch, like I said, and it won't start, hit it with some sandpaper. You'd be surprised. Otherwise, yeah, this is definitely gonna need to get replaced. And it doesn't have the, I call it the little gasket. It's supposed to have one on it. And then to pull the cap off, just remember which direction it came out, just like that, and put the next one in that same position. This one, you can see it's got a little bit of wear on the top, so definitely need to get replaced. All right, just very gently we'll put that down as far as it'll go, and we'll get the gasket And I'm going to take the side with the adhesive, and we're going to place that towards the new cap up here. Okay, so we got the gasket on. Let's go ahead and slowly put this back into place here. And like I said, this comes with brand new bolts. Hopefully, these are stainless. I feel like they could be. Ultimately, if you're curious, you should run some magnets on it and see if it sticks to it or not. Go ahead and thread these in real quick. Okay, so you can see here, we got our brand new cap rotor. Just go around each one of these. Make sure they're all down. All right, so our power steering fluid is good. We checked our engine oil over here. So engine oil is good. Let's put our cover back on it. And just in case, I'm only gonna put this semi-tight, not all the way. Okay, so it got kind of late on us, but we're starting again. Next day here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this carburetor cover and put back on, as we talked about. Brand new cap and rotor. Next thing you wanna do, we touched on it a little bit earlier in the video, is you wanna check the level of your power steering. Very, very important. And this is right on the mark where we need to be. And then also, take a look at this. Is that not the cleanest oil you've ever seen? Doesn't even look like it's on the dipstick. There you go. I think I got it with just the right light. Tell you what, that oil right there is from last season too. So just goes to show, you take care of your motors, even something as old as a 1993 will last you a long time. These are the original pistons in here and everything. So anyway, what we're gonna do, continuing on, I was checking the alternator belt, and I know some of you have mentioned yours likes to throw alternator belts. Make sure you're using new ones. What you want to do, I said this in other videos, just bend the rubber like this and look for any kind of cracks. A lot of times if you just look at it, it may look fine, but when you actually bend it, boom, you'll start to see the defects in it. But yeah, this one's brand new, part number 210222016, I believe. But oh yeah, I think that's the normal part you use is 311606. So anyway, I won't show you how to install this because I do have other videos where I have installed these belts. So if you need help on installing your belt, let me know and I'll give you the link for that. Okay, here we go. And then just like with any old carburetor, right? We're not using fuel injection. I'm gonna prime it up a little bit and get those 2 bowls in that carburetor full of fuel. And then that's kind of in a, what I call a idle state. But let's go ahead and crank it over, see what happens. Looks like it started a little bit. Okay, here it goes. Got a good successful start. Alternator belt, power steering fluid, oil looks good. Temperature currently sitting just below 150. I'm going to call this a success. Let's go ahead and get this sucker on the lake. Hope you liked the episode. As always, hit that subscribe button, like the video if you thought it was helpful. We'll catch you on the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.